Okay, I've had a look at the whole scene. So we got to this point where the camera goes down. So the camera cranes downwards through the surface and reveals this scene. I think you need a little bit more description of the mise en scène there with the smoke drifting across. And it's a representation of hell with the characters being tortured by demons. And this is followed by almost a match cut to the inside of the creature's skull, the inside of the skull of a creature. That it's made clear in the next shot, or that is watching Constantine as he walks past the abandoned car that the creature is in. Something like that. So, and then in this shot, we see in a wide shot, Constantine walks towards the camera, and the audience can see in the background the creature begin to follow him, and this creates tension for the audience. So, no, I think you need to name the character here. You need to talk about how this is. I'm not sure how much she appears in the rest of the film, but she's either Isabel or Angela, isn't she? And I think you need to, and I think rather than saying character, let's reuse the names. It ties down who you're talking about. Yeah, and here you can talk about eyeline match. So here we get the eyeline match between the two of them, which establishes the connection between the two characters. This is an extreme close-up. We cut from a close-up on her face showing a tear falling to an extreme close-up. And the camera's actually pans and then zooms out. So again here, Constantine. Yeah, okay. Can you talk about a little bit about the symbolism of the tag? I'm not sure what it means in reference to the rest of the film, apart from the fact that obviously he brings it back to her sister. And have you said anything about him being the transition as time begins again and we see her hair drop and she comes back into the apartment. He is smoking. You haven't mentioned that. Yes, that's right. The director uses this shot to convey the character's emotions or to convey Angela's emotions at this point in the scene. And obviously you could say the same actress is playing the two characters, so there's a very clear link between the visuals of Isabel and Angela in the two scenes. Don't say the scene is good. That's good. The people who are watching it makes the audience question the characters. Yeah, I think the idea of a visualization of hell is quite right. I mean, that's one of the challenges that the filmmakers face, and that's a very important aspect of this. As I say, it's a kind of set piece. It's different to parts of the film. There's less action and more running. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. I would be more inclined to talk about the key information, maybe analyze a little bit of that, how it establishes that Isabel is dead, perhaps. Okay, so some good stuff there, but what is going to hold you back in the marks is it really isn't, there's not sufficient sort of specialist language here. So here's the mark scheme. It's out of 30. This is what a top mark would be between 24 and 30. So those are the A's really. And B's around about here, coming down to C's. And I think you are looking at the moment, before you redraft, something around the, nothing this low, but something around the 15, 17 mark. Crucially, because I need more appropriate language, like the stuff that we've talked about in class and the stuff I've just talked about on this video. And I think you need to follow the chronology of the clip. So there are bits that you have missed out. Now, the person marking this will have watched the clip, but that means that they will, for example, know that the beast is in the car, but they'll also know that you've left that out. So if you're telling the story, you need to include what's going on and also explain at least how the story is being told in camera shots. Not in huge detail, but you have got a few hundred words to fill in there. So that would be my advice for redrafting. Let's try and get it up certainly into the C's here. You can have a look at what they're asking. I mean, this is all written in very examiner language, but crucially, soundly structured is what we're looking. I wouldn't say that you've got such a sound structure at the moment, and it doesn't. So you need to keep the material you've got, but I'd like to see it organised using the chronology and with more appropriate language, more of that kind of film studies language coming in. Okay, look forward to seeing the next draft.